Hello and welcome to the Omnic Fallout. We are your hosts, Uniedge and Nymphadora. How are you doing today, Nymphadora?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be back. Lots of exciting stuff happening today.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff has dropped out of Gamescom yesterday and today. This is a podcast about Overwatch and all things Blizzard and gaming related that we feel like discussing this week. Today, we got a lot going on. There's a lot of news that came out, so we're only going to be addressing the news today. We don't have a character of the week this week, and we do apologize about missing last week. A lot of unforeseen things happened, so we weren't able to. Unfortunately, we weren't able to host it last week. Um, so what did you do this week, or past 2 weeks rather?
I know. Yeah, my other grandmother died, which is why we were unable to make it last Wednesday because that was actually the funeral.
My condolences.
Thanks. I mean, she was 92, so she lived a long life, and she went peacefully in the end, and that's all
That's
I
all you
can.
can ask for.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. But I've been playing a lot of Overwatch and WoW. I've been trying. This week I've been doing mostly Overwatch. I know that a lot of cool stuff came out yesterday with WoW, but I really want to get loot boxes, and I finally spent money on my first set of loot boxes, and I got a Diva skin. I got one of the seasonal Diva skins. So, I paid. I just got the $4.99 set, so I got 5 boxes.
So you didn't go whole hog in and get the $500 one?
I will go whole hog. I'm not gonna get that one, but I'll probably pay for the $40 one Friday, because I really, really, really want the skins, especially the McCree one, because it is so cool.
Oh, it is cool, and I do want the McCree one as well. But I've kind of given up hope on it because I'm like, well, ever since they announced that it is going to be happening every year, I think at least every year that they have an Olympics, but I think every year they're probably going to do it because Blizzard has like a big thing about yearly events and seasonal events and everything. That's something they've always done, and WoW they've done from time to time in Diablo and stuff to that nature. So they like doing their seasonal events, that's for sure. So
I
we
think they're
should,
cool. I think they're cool.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's been, yeah. I'm slow. I'm in that. I've hit the. I'm at like 121 now. So like the leveling's starting to slow down. It's not going as fast as it was going.
Yeah. It gets rough when you get to your like 130th level and you're like,
It's like, dang it, I want to level. Competitive's getting better though.
yeah, and the season ends tomorrow, so
Yes, that is
I
true.
thought I wrongly thought it ended on Tuesday, which no,
Yeah.
it ends on
What about you? What have you been up to?
I I tried to get my rank back up for a couple days there, and then like I kept fluctuating because I'm in MMR hell right now because that's a thing that exists at the moment because they
Yeah.
don't have that new ranking system in. So I'm kind of stuck in that right now. So I was just like, you know what? I can't get a good team together. I'm like, whatever. Well, I can get a good team together, but I can't get a good team together that's gonna stay around for very long.
Yeah. Yeah, because we play at different hours. Or
Yeah,
else I would play with you, but our hours are just so weird.
I play at like 5 in the morning.
That's usually when I'm done.
Yeah. I'm like, wake up, good day.
Speaking of competitive, though, there's some huge news with competitive.
Oh, geez, there's a lot going on. We're getting the new ranking system, which is insane. If you guys haven't heard yet, it's going to be measured on a 1 to 5,000 scale instead of the 1 from 100. And the reason that they're going with that, and the reason they're also going to be changing the rewards, which is the competitive points that you get to spend on gold weapons,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you have right now and everything that you're going to get when this patch hits is going to be multiplied by 10. That's so when the new system comes out, which is going to have ties instead of sudden deaths, that everybody gets something. So like you're both going to get competitive points when before that only one person got competitive points and they wouldn't get that much to begin with.
Well, I mean, you're sitting there playing competitive, and even I'm not a fan of here. Let me give you something, just to placate you. But you're still trying hard, and even if you
Yeah.
lose in something like this, you should at least get half of what the winners get, or
I or a fraction, but
yeah.
I don't agree with participation rewards, but
No.
I also don't like it when okay, this has happened to everybody. This has happened to me several times, and they've been addressing this issue and trying to fix it many times. Uh, you're playing, and everybody's on an equal playing field, but for whatever reason, somebody leaves, and then another person
Oh
leaves, and then another
God.
person leaves, and then your reward tanks, everything tanks. So like
Yeah.
you don't get the full reward, you don't get the full points, and this has happened several times, and it's really annoying. So from when I get and or for instance, you get to a tie and the sudden death and all that, and like you don't get anything, even though both teams did really well, and you almost got to that point, but you're like so instead of the sudden death on assault maps and stuff of that nature now, because it's always going to be best of 3 out of 5
Right.
or capture the point. But on assault maps, to the point where say you would have a sudden death, now it's just going to be a tie, and both people are going to get rank up, and both people are going to get competitive points. At least that's what I understand from it so far.
Yeah, and like I um I like that they're not doing the coin flip anymore, because in all honesty, that if you're playing the like Hanamura or something, you're gonna lose if you're on attack, because you have that choke point and you only have what, a minute.
A
And
minute and 30 seconds, yeah.
yeah, you have you just have a short amount of time to capture the point, and if you are struggling to capture the point to begin with, you're definitely not going to capture the point in a minute.
There's been some times I pulled some freaking Hail Marys and like last minute saved that. Like
But it is
it is
really
possible.
rare. It is really rare to
Yeah.
do that. And if you're always like, I rarely get on defense when I'm doing I'm usually on attack in Hanamura. For some weird reason, that's just how the coin flip is when I'm in there, and it's like, all right, this sucks. Like I never win in bless you. I never win in that coin flip, because I'm always stuck on the team that's definitely going to lose. And everyone's complained about that, and because of that, they don't even try.
Yeah, it's one of those things that are really annoying. Yeah, of course I mute myself after I stop sneezing, and then like when I go back to sneeze again, it's like, oh, you don't have to sneeze anymore. Oh, okay. Uh, anyway, yeah, it's great that this is happening, and also I do like the new leagues that are coming out. So we're just
Oh,
gonna go
me
ahead and move
too.
on into that because we've got a lot to talk about. So this is the same structure that if you've ever played any competitive Blizzard game that you know about. Everybody's done this, everybody knows about this. We got the bronze, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the diamond, the master, and the grandmaster. This has been around since StarCraft. Like everybody knows about it or has dealt with it or knows of it at the very least. So it's very familiar to us. Now, the way this is going to work, unlike StarCraft, is though once you're in the league, say you get to silver out of bronze, you're going to stay in silver even if you drop into the bronze level. And then once you build yourself back up, you keep building up. If you get to gold, you're going to stay in gold even if you drop into the silver level. So bronze level is 1,000 to 1,499. Silver level is 1,500 to 1,999. Gold is 2,000 to 2,499. Platinum is 2,500 to 2,999. Uh, Platinum. Wait, did I just say platinum? I'm
Yep,
sorry.
you're on
Uh,
diamond.
Diamond is 3,000 to 3,499. When you're looking at the numbers, they kind of like blur together. You're like, master. Now, master and grandmaster. Is it also diamond? I can't remember.
It's just, no, it's just
Okay.
diamond master and grandmaster. So
Oh, that's what I meant. Diamond master and grandmaster. They all degrade.
yeah.
Okay, these you can drop out of. So you can drop down to diamond, but you can't go below diamond. But you can like say if you're master and you drop below 3,500, you're gonna go into diamond league again. And say you don't play for a week, you're gonna start losing points, rank points every week. I mean every day, and till you drop down into the bottom of diamond. So like
which I think is crazy, but I don't hate that. I think
it's
it's
the
kind of
proper
cool.
way to do it. You don't want people that get to the top rank of like 5,000 and just sit there and they don't ever do anything else because they're afraid that they're going to lose points. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything. They just want to stay there. And
It makes complete sense. It
yeah,
makes absolute sense. Which I mean, this is similar to what they tried to do in beta, but from what I've read, but I didn't play it in beta, so I think it's a little bit different. Um, but it's almost somebody commented and said it's almost like they gave us what we wanted so that we could see that it wasn't going to work, so they could implement what they wanted to do.
and the biggest problem with what we got was it. Everybody started out around 50. Like you were either below 50 or above 50. So the highest I saw anybody get out of their places matches when they won all the placement matches was 52, I think, or
Mm-hmm.
53. And the lowest I ever saw was like 41, 42. I placed at 46, and then I got stuck in MMR hell because I got a really bad, like I screwed up and I played the first week, which anybody that's ever played competitive knows, like, don't play in the first week because you're gonna get screwed.
I think that's what happened to me because I just kept losing and kept losing and kept
Yeah,
losing.
I got stuck in that whole hellhole of yeah, people that like give up halfway through a run, or people who are like, you don't know what you're doing, so I'm gonna act like a complete jerk and not do anything.
And there was no punishment for people who left in the first couple of weeks. They hadn't implemented the you know, if you leave now, you can't come back for what 10 minutes, I believe. So they yeah, they made a. I'm liking these changes. I really am, because most people are going to be in the silver gold level, which is about where you should be, which is about where people are now. Because I think average is 30s.
Yeah,
Is your average person's going to be in the 30s?
average person, I believe they said was 40, 40 to 45. And
Yeah,
then your above average, your top 2% was in 55 plus.
there's only two people that are in the 90s. Only two people, because we looked it up the other day. My friends that we were playing, only two people in the 90s, and there's like 10 that are in the 80s. No one's in the 70s. A little bit more in the 60s, and then most everybody's in the high 50s. That are the top ranked players. So, but it is the way it's set up now. It's kind of degrading, which I think Hasekostas actually says that, because you have that mindset of I need to be at 100 versus, you know, oh, it's okay that I am like 36.
Mm-hmm. Um, I mean this is all good in my opinion. I like the changes. I like the implementation of Master and Grandmaster because
Mm-hmm.
it's something that a lot of people have always wanted. Like the thought of like having the Master and Grandmaster title is so much better than the thought of having, oh, I'm 90 out of 100, that like that's not that appealing. Yeah, it's cool and it's cool in its own right, but it's just not that appealing. It doesn't really tell you too much because the numbers were so small that it was hard to differentiate a 42 from another 42 player. Like there is a difference there. Like some people are at 42 because they're stuck there. Some people are at 42 because they just keep quitting and they don't care. And I've
Agreed.
been stuck in so many teams where like the balance is so unfair. Like I went up against one team. I don't know what is going on. That was 50 to 51s, and my team was 40 to 42s. And it was a massacre because my team did not give a shit.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying. I watched his video. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I watched his video that he posted, what, Tuesday, I think? Or no, it was Monday when he
Monday,
posted it.
Monday.
And I thought it sounded great.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk about it, I was like, this makes so much sense to me. I really like what they're gonna do. They're making some changes, some map changes during competitive as well. Like the time bank system for Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, and Volskaya Industries is changing. It's just been refined. Which, what does that mean? It's just going to be shorter?
Yeah,
Or
it's basically what they're gonna do is like, so the first time you pick your character, you're gonna have the full, like, I think 45, 30 seconds, and then the second time, like mid round change, whenever you can change your heroes up, and it's like you're waiting on the next round to start, it's gonna be halved to like 15, 20 seconds, and they're just
okay,
gonna keep having it like that, so that like yeah, you're gonna have time to select things, but you're not gonna have that much time, you know.
makes sense. It's been added to Dorado, Hollywood, Kings Road, Nimbani, Route 66, and Watchpoint Gibraltar, which are all your escorts. Well, it's
Speaking of
your
watch, yeah,
those are your assault escort maps. So
yeah,
there's your hybrids. Yeah, Watchpoint
speak
Gibraltar, man.
is getting a change, which I wholeheartedly agree with, because it that choke point to begin with was ridiculous. So, like, and I'm talking about reverse choke points. So, like, the way that they could get around that, there were so many points that they could get around it, and sometimes like it would just hold them there, and then you could pull. It was too good of like a strategic point for them to push forward, and it also felt a little ridiculous to have a checkpoint 30 feet away from another checkpoint.
Yeah, the checkpoint. What Uni's talking about is the checkpoint under the bridge.
The very
Has
first checkpoint.
Yeah, the very first checkpoint is gone. The first checkpoint is going to be at the door, which is where it should be.
Yeah, the door that leads into the warehouse looking area.
I don't understand why there was a check. The checkpoint was kind of an awkward place right there under the bridge. That first
Yeah,
checkpoint.
it was like it was a non sequitur checkpoint where like anybody could get the advantage, like, which was good, but like it just didn't feel right, like, for the longest time.
I think this is really going to change the gameplay on Gibraltar because, I mean, you can getting the payload itself, takes a moment sometimes. So then you have to get it to the first checkpoint now. So you've got more. So you're going to have more time to get it to the checkpoint. Well, not it. It's probably going to be about the same amount of time. But you don't have like 5 minutes to get it to the first checkpoint that's 30 minutes away. I think it just evens it out more on both sides, and it gives I think is really going to change the gameplay in that map, because honestly, that is one of my least favorite maps, and it's played all the time.
So, yeah, and going back to competitive points, because I just read this. Okay, so players will now receive 3 points for a draw, and 10 points for a victory. And the cost of weapons have been multiplied by 10, of course, like we said. Mm-hmm. So now instead of 300, they're going to be 3,000 per. But everything that you've earned up to this point is also going to be put to by 10 times 10.
Yeah, it's all they've evened it out and escalated up, just so that people who, even if you have a draw, you still get something, because you should get something if there's a draw, because you did good enough to keep them from winning. I think I like what the changes that they're making with competitive. I think it's going to be really, really cool, and I think it's going to make it more. I feel more like going into competitive again, and I've actually done competitive this week. Tuesday I did a lot of competitive, and I had a lot of fun with it. And it's been a while since I've gone into competitive, and I think it's finally evened it out, and it's not like it was in the beginning, because I actually won some because people know the makeup, of how to, because makeup of the team is really important on certain maps, and people actually communicate with each other. And honestly, I wasn't getting people screaming at me, which is really rare.
The environment has seemed to have cooled off. Like yesterday, I had such a good team that like the only reason we lost is because we were on complete equal footing, and they had just the tactical advantage of having the upper hand on the map.
Yeah,
That was it. That was the only reason we lost. Like,
that
other than
too.
that,
I
we were equal.
I think it's finally starting to level out as far as how to place how they're setting people up. That is another thing that they're gonna work on is because you've got friends who you're like level 110, and then you've got
Hmm.
a friend who's only level 50. uh, they're balancing. They're trying to have a balancing act of getting people that are on the same level, because that was causing some issues in some of the games where, because they were so low level, they were bringing the team down so much. And I'm sorry, not the actual. This isn't for quick play. This is for competitive. When it's
Yeah.
like you've got like a level 50 something bringing in someone who's like level 30, 39. Like that's a big gap, and that makes a big change. And it's harder on the system to actually get an evenly placed team. So you end up losing a lot when you're playing with your
Yeah.
teammates who have a little bit lower score, just because your combined score is so crazy. So it's they're he said that they're still trying to work on that and trying to set that up to where it's going to be a little bit better. And he said that with this new placement with the bronze and silver gold setup, that it'll be a lot easier on the actual algorithm for them to be able to set that up for you to play with your friends, because they
Hmm.
want you to play with your friends, but you're not all going to be the same level all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what quick play is for. Quick play is for you to play with your friends, like if you just want to have fun. And I understand that people want to play with competitive with their friends as well, but like it's gonna, you gotta kind of understand where it comes from at a certain point, where people are coming from.
Yeah, but I think in our defense, like one of the guys that we were playing with the other night, his level is like 27, but he is a much better player than any of us ever, because he got into the MMR hell like you did, and
Hmm.
it just kept screwing up his score and screwing up his score. So it kept throwing us into these horribly set up matches, because his skill, quote unquote, skill ranking was just so off. And
Yeah.
um, so that's, but again, that's because the ranking system was just really weird and set up really weird. So hopefully with this new ranking system and everything, it will make it a little bit easier to play with those friends that you want to play with in competitive. Because he is so, oh my god, I learned a lot
Yeah.
from him.
It is ridiculous how it used to be, and the changes are gonna make it a lot better. A lot of people are gonna complain. I already see the deluge of people like really getting upset about it for no reason. But
they
it's the kind of thing that's gonna happen.
if you are a drastically different skill rating, though, you're not going to get to play together. If it's more than 500, you will no longer be able to be grouped together, because of the fact that it screws that system up so much.
Okay, so moving on to the hero changes, because that's, we can go into like there's a couple more points that I'll just hit real quick on the general changes. Players now must complete 50 competitive matches and win to be eligible for the top 500. You're not going to be able to accrue more than 6,000 points. So competitive points. So there's a soft cap on competitive points for some reason. Uh, just stuff like that. Uh, there's not really much else. Drastically different skill ratings, like you were talking about, aren't going to be able to group together. We already knew about that for the most part. Um, Other than that, there's not much else. So we got a bunch of hero balance changes coming, which is very interesting, honestly. It appears that ultimates are going to be changing a little bit. So an ultimate that consumes the ultimate meter when activated. Uh, from what this explains to me, is like people like Genji and stuff to that nature. Uh, will now drain more quickly, so 0.25 seconds instead of 1 second. and reverted the recent change where it reduced the size of heroes' projectiles, like Hanzo's arrow and stuff to that nature. So those are the general changes. Diva's defense matrix is being changed once more. It'll begin regenerating 1 second after it's been activated. So instead, it used to be the delay was 0.5 seconds, and then would start charging again. And that way, people would have been able to cheap it and have like 30-second long defense matrices by like just timing it out properly, which was like, good on them, but it was really annoying at the same time because you couldn't get any shots in.
I was noticing that Tuesday night, how I was like, her Matrix is really, really effective right now as it currently stands
It was
because of
nice at
that.
the beginning because everyone was excited. It's like, yeah, she's finally a tank, and then all of a sudden, oh god, she's one of the best tanks. Like,
Yeah, it was a little too effective. So I mean, and it's only half a second more. I think that half a second will make her still a very good, viable tank, like she should be.
oh yes,
But it will
yes.
make it a little bit easier to try and take her down because she is. Because I'm like, I'm sitting here shooting and like, man, it used to be way too easy to get her out of mech form, and now you can't get her out of mech form.
Yeah.
What the heck? What
Well,
the hell's going on?
another thing that I noticed is they made it really easy for Junkrat's mind to get through the through her defense matrix. For some reason, it doesn't shoot it down as quick as it used to, which it never really shot it down quickly to begin with, but it seems easier now. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, it seems like it's easier for the mind to get through her defense matrix.
Oh, I gotcha. I
So,
gotcha.
other than her defense matrix, another thing will be changing. Hanzo's getting a buff, really. Hanzo will now experience a 30% decrease in speed while aiming instead of a 40. So he'll be able to move around a little bit quicker when he's aiming, which is good.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
kind of really slow when he's aiming.
yeah. And maximum projectile speed has been increased by 30%. So the arrow is going to get there a whole of a hell lot quicker than it used to.
I was playing Hanzo the other day too, which I don't normally play Hanzo because I'm no uni edge when playing Hanzo. Just gonna put that out there.
I have fallen out of Hanzo. Like I played Hanzo really well in the PTR. Like I was one of the best Hanzos. I could like snipe you in the head from like a good ways away because bow and arrow is my favorite. But I fell so in love with Junkrat that I fell out of Hanzo, and people are so against Hanzo now. Like people playing Hanzo that like the second you pick Hanzo, a lot of people are just like, whatever.
Well,
Or
I think the projectile speed is gonna do really good for him because it
it's gonna
is
make it more
actually
viable.
easy to avoid his arrows if you know where he's coming from.
But his hitbox is crazy too, though.
It
Like
it,
he can get headshots on you without even hitting your head sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Which
and
might
I
be
do
his
agree that
next
that is
change.
BS. So like, whenever you get a person that's abusing that, yeah, it's annoying. But uh, we got some more changes we're gonna
Yep.
go into because we're gonna if we don't like get on it, we're gonna go over way long.
Yeah, May's Blizzard now, her projectile will go through barriers, so it
Yeah,
won't bounce off of like Reinhardt's shield anymore. It will actually go through his shield, and the radius has increased from 8 meters to 10 meters. Which honestly, I play May a lot. May is one of my favorite characters to play. I don't know that the radius needed to be increased because it's kind of a big radius to begin with.
but the thing is the delay. The delay between when you get
Oh
frozen and like
yeah,
that. So it gives you more of a viable option of like, oh no, I have to like hope that they don't get out in time, or that tracer doesn't just blink out of it, or that McCree just doesn't roll out of it. Like things like that.
it's.
Or
I mean, but and at the same time, you know that it's got a little bit of a delay. You have to time it at the right time. Like, and I think that's one of the big things about her the Blizzard. You just need to know where to throw it, and
yeah,
you've got to throw it in the right place. So I mean, that's cool. I like the increase with the 10 meters, but I don't know that it was necessarily needed. I do like the change with now that it can pierce barriers because I thought that was bullshit from the beginning. I was like, no, this other shit can go through that barrier. Why can't this go through the barrier? Come on, man. The actual blizzard itself goes through the barrier. Why can't the projectile go through it? So I like that change.
Yeah. I do too, and I think it was needed. Another thing that's changing is McCree's Deadeye now drains over so this is what we were talking about earlier. It drains over a 0.25 second period instead of a 50% reduction on the ultimate meteor whenever activated, and 0% when confirmed. So it's the way that it activates has been changed a lot.
So basically, if you decide not to use it, it doesn't. So my question is, does it?
No. That means he has longer to line up the shots and everything.
Gotcha.
From what I get by that.
Okay, because when you
normally
cancel it just goes to a 50% reduction on the ultimate meter.
Mm-hmm. I can't. I that's what I understand from it is that you drains a little bit because when you first activated it automatically took 50% off of it and then counted down like a timer.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, interesting. All right, we'll have to see how that plays out because I don't know how that'll play out with McCree. He's one of the ones that gets changed a lot, so we'll see what happens.
They can't seem to get him nailed down properly yet.
So, Mercy's healing beam has been changed. The healing per second has been increased, which I don't know that needed to happen. But her resurrect will now be able... Allies will be able to maneuver after 2.25 seconds, reduced from 3 seconds.
Because that's the thing that they needed to do was buff her resurrect.
Yeah, exactly.
Arguably one of the most overpowered ultimates in the entire game. That's the one thing that they needed to buff.
Yeah, let me just res all 5 of my teammates that just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have reservations about that, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that Mercy really needed a change. I think Mercy was fine the way she was, personally.
If anything, she needed a slight nerf. Like, maybe her healing... Okay, I agree. The healing needed a little bit of a buff, but not so much the
res.
The res. The res did not need a buff. Like, that is the one thing in the game that by no means needs any buffs.
So, Genji. You want to talk about Genji?
Yeah, Genji has got a lot of changes coming in, especially with his maneuverability, which has been needed for quite a little bit.
Agreed.
So, used to, when he would wall climb, it would reset his double jump, and he would be able to double jump again after he wall climbed, which was insanity to begin with. So,
oh man, it was glorious though, trying to get around, man. It's so great. So great. But I think that's good because I think he's one of the most mobile characters in the game.
Mm-hmm. And his dash no longer deals damage to traps like Widowmaker's Venom Mine, Junkrat's Steel Trap, stuff to that nature. It instead, for instance, he will now get trapped in Junkrat's Steel Trap if he tries to dash over it, in the same vein of as Reinhardt whenever he does his charge getting trapped.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I agree with that. I like that a lot. I like the thought that I'm not going to be able to use my trap to capture that Genji, and he's not just going to be able to cut through.
It pissed me off that he wasn't able to get trapped in Junkrat's.
Oh, it is going to be magnificent when he gets in his ult and I'm able to finally trap him now.
I know. Oh yes, that's gonna be so satisfying. It's like trapping Tracer into trap. It's gonna be so satisfying.
Which happens more times than not. And then Swift Strike is no longer going to be able to interrupt quick melee attacks. Dragon Blade's duration has been reduced, which is really good.
Yes,
I think
that thing was way too long, honestly.
And the developer comment on it, I do agree completely. Like it needed to be slowed down. He needed to be slowed down. He was on levels of mobility with Tracer, which is a decent counter for Tracer. But when you put together that with the amount of damage that he did and the amount of reflection, he could reflect all your attacks back to you that does the exact same damage that you do, which basically meant that he could do the same amount of damage as a Bastion, the same amount, like in
Yeah.
theory.
I mean,
So
he's a great counter to Bastion because of that fact. Because if you're not smart enough, or you're not, I'm sorry, not that if you're not quick enough, you will take yourself down trying to
mm,
take out a Genji.
yeah, and I mean, I don't think that that's the one part about him that didn't need to change was the reflection. I think that's at a good spot because we do need counters for Bastion. We do need
Right.
counters for Torbjorn. You know,
But he's just so mobile.
yeah.
And, like, at least Tracer's damage is not. Like, Tracer doesn't do nearly as much damage as what Genji can do. And I
Oh,
get.
she not to say that she can. She does an
Right.
like immense amount of damage.
Yeah, if she's played well, she does a great job. But I think she's actually a pretty well balanced character.
She is.
Uh,
I think the reason that she is because she's the character that Blizzard has put the most work into, from my perspective. Like,
right.
she was the first character I see being balanced properly. Like
Genji just. I think the reason why he was so mobile is because he's a melee character.
Things that weren't working as intended to begin with.
Right, and he's so. I really like the idea that he can finally get caught in the steel trap because he should have been caught the whole time. I didn't realize that Swift Strike interrupted melee attacks. I've never tried to melee Genji. Because that's just no. I know I'll lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, his Dragon Blade, I think, because that's another thing I was noticing. I was like, God, his ultimate is so long. Kitty! I see Kitty.
Lucio's Amp It Up is getting a nerf. So his speed boost in particular is getting a nerf. It's decreasing the speed by 30%. It used to be 100% speed boost. Now it's going to be a 70% instead. Roadhog's chain hook is getting a changed finally. So there's been a glitch going around a while. So let's say that Roadhog is moving when he's doing his chain hook, and he stops moving and does his chain hook. You know, like you can't be moving and do your chain hook. But there's been a glitch where he could chain hook you through a wall. Like it wouldn't pull you through the wall, but it would pull you like into the wall and pull you way out of position and make you like useless for a good like 5 seconds while you try to get back in place. So now instead of doing that, it's just gonna leave you straight where you were, and it's not gonna like interrupt you as much. And basically, it's just not gonna grab you through the wall anymore. Which, thank God.
I never liked that it could grab you through the wall. When we were talking about it earlier, I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And when you told me like what they were talking about, I was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that happen. That's not cool. He shouldn't be able to do that."
Oh yeah, no, it's not fun. It's by no means is it a good thing to happen. Like, I've seen it happen so many times where like it it's especially annoying in places where like you're putting down covering fire on an exit, and then like all out of the corner, a Roadhog just pulls you to the wall, and then the rest of the team pulls in. Like the Roadhog didn't kill you, but he pulled you out of position and made you die.
Yeah, I saw it happen like a lot on Ilios because you can see through the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's part of the reason why it was so easy for him to be able to do that. But you couldn't shoot through those walls, so his hook shouldn't be able to go through it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Roadhog, really quick, did you watch the video? Did you see the video where it was a solid Roadhog play where a diva went to do her mech, but she like jumped up and like threw the mech up in the air so that it would kill everybody, and it was on Ilios in the well, and the Roadhog jumped up, grabbed it, and then fell down in the well and took Diva's neck down in the well so that they could get the point, and it clutched their win. I was like, dude, that's actually a pretty badass play.
It made me so happy one time, the first time I saw it. I've seen it several times. The first time I saw a Reinhardt do the "you stay, I go," and like just charge the mech and like bring it away, away into the distance.
Yeah, and take it off the map.
Yeah,
Yes.
or throw it. I wish, like, part of me wishes that when you did that, it would work. Like when you charged it and like knocked it out of position like that, it would turn against the enemy team, and you could knock it into the enemy team. That would be so awesome. I know it would be like a little cheatsy and a little overpowered, but that would be just so like satisfying. It really would.
Oh, I love epic plays like that. So, uh, so back to this. Sorry, I just saw that recently, and I was like, that's pretty clutch play, man. The Zenyatta Orb of Discord. Finally, I've been asking for this forever. The amount of damage amplified by a target with Orb of Discord has been decreased from 50% to 30%. Yes, thank you, Blizzard, for listening to me. That's exactly what I said. Just take it down to 30%. 50% is way too OP. But they did increase his damage of Orb of Destruction. So when he actually uses his orbs to try and hit you, those have been increased from 40 to 46. But I don't have a problem with that because you've nerfed the Orb of Discord a little bit. So, gotta balance it out just slightly.
Yeah, and it's nice, and the orbit disruption. I'm sure like the buff and the damage is gonna do well. My cat wants to play fetch.
Your cat plays fetch.
Yeah, watch.
That is amazing. Oh my
He'll
god.
he'll stare at a minute and then he'll bring it back to me.
That's amazing. I had a roommate whose cat would fetch bottle caps.
He's got these little jingle balls that he likes to go and catch and then bring back.
Nice.
Yeah, I hear him playing with it right now. He's probably gonna bring it back to me and drag it to my feet here in a second. I attached a little string to it so that if it gets like caught in certain areas, he could still grab it. Yeah, there he is.
So, we talked about the map changes to Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Yeah, that was the first thing we brought up.
Yeah, that's the only map changes that they are doing in the next update. But there are some basic user interface updates because I can talk.
UI, yeah.
Yeah, new allied health bars option, so you can turn it on and see what your allied health is. Contextual menus have been added on the hero selection screen, giving players...
Which that's going to be good for healers, really.
Yeah, the health bars, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Giving players the ability to report or group up with other players. The menu thing. Which I never had a problem with that, so I mean that doesn't really affect me. Matchmaking UI is now purple in the competitive play queue. And then several minor adjustments to typography in the spectator UI. So some pretty cool UI changes. And then you've got a bunch of bug fixes that, just certain bugs that were happening that needed to be fixed, which we won't go over, but you guys can read on the PTR notes. It's all detailed.
It's really going to be nice.
I actually overall I like a lot of the changes that they're doing. I mean, of course, I don't think Mercy needs anything, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, and a bunch of the bug fixes are happening as well. It's really nice that this is finally happening. Okay, this is something that I've had like a minor complaint about for a while, but it was like such a minor complaint that I really didn't care. Okay, so I'm gonna just put the scenario out there. Say you're attacking somebody and they get healed, but you keep attacking them and you eventually killed them. But it would just still say 100% or 80%, saying if you did 20%. Now it'll count the actual percentage that you did damage. So like say they got healed halfway, it'll say that you did 150% damage because they got healed for 50% of the health. So that's one of the things that's gonna,
yeah.
that was a bug. So
that'll be kind of cool to see exactly what.
Wait, no, I'm misreading that. They fixed a bug that allowed the kill participation metric to go above 100%. Never mind.
Good Because I was gonna say that'd be kind of cool to see exactly how
Uh,
much you've done. I've
yeah,
never seen that.
that no. What they're meaning is like when you're seeing the cards at the end and it says how much participation you were a part of. So say you
Oh,
were there for 100% of the kills and that you also assisted with some of the kills, I guess, it would count you like 110% of kill participation. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
I've actually never. I don't think I've ever seen a card like that, or
I
I've just
haven't
never.
either, but
Hmm.
apparently it was a thing.
Alrighty then. Well, bummer. I thought that was the way you were talking about it. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that's what I read it as first, and then I was like, wait, no, that's wrong.
Well, poop. Never mind then. Moving on. Moving on.
Oh, one major fix. There was an issue where Genji and Hanzo wasn't able to reliably climb a specific crate on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Now they can.
I think I
Sorry.
know which one they're talking about too, because I was having a hard time climbing that the other day.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. New
Real
map.
quick though, the
Oh,
comments are so hilarious. It's like what the first comment that I saw was Genji is dead. I blame crybabies for not even being better at stopping him. He was perfectly balanced. At most his ult was a little bit over the top, but now he's unplayable. I hope these changes don't make it down to the PTR. It's like, wow, your butt hurt.
wow. No, Genji needed to change. Genji was one of the OP characters. I like the balance. I like the changes to Genji. New map, dude. New map. I'm so
Oh
excited.
yes.
It's a new
Yes.
hybrid assault escort map, and I'm gonna try to change this. I'm gonna try and say this.
Eichenwald.
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 Eichenwald. And it looks like what is it? New. Yeah, you can't even say it now.
Ebenhall?
It's the famous castle that Disney Cinderella castle is modeled after in Germany. So that's what it looks like. It looks like a freaking Disney princess castle in Overwatch, and I like it.
Oh, Neuschwanstein?
Yes, that one. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yay, German won in high school.
Yeah, so it looks. I'm excited about this. Have you seen the video? Because it looks super cool.
Yes, I saw the video and it looks really awesome. It's got there's a bunch of weird things about it. Did you see the clock shop and how all the clocks are at impossible times?
Yeah, it's awkward and weird and cool, and I like it. I like how all the bastions are hanging out, and then like the throne, there's somebody that looks like Reinhardt.
You know there's gonna be that one Bastion player when this map first comes out that is gonna be wearing that Bastion skin that makes him look like he's all dilapidated, and he's gonna be hiding amongst the dead Bastions and just jump you when you're not looking.
Oh, that's gonna be great. I think
Oh,
the map looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm
oh
really
yes,
excited about this map.
I can't wait to see, and it's the first vertical map we're getting, which is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's gonna be like there's so many things about this excited, and I think that the times being off in in the clock shop is gonna like pointing towards some kind of Sombra reference again. I feel like because every video they've released since they've been doing that AR game with Sombra has been about Sombra. Like there's been just like a little bit here, like a 0.5 second image that showed or
I
something.
know. Oh, they better put Sombra out because everybody's begging for Sombra.
There's still a couple days left of Gamescom. I still think we're gonna get something out of Gamescom. Like I just
About Sombra. Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of that, like, well, no, we'll get on that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm really excited about Eichenwald. I can't wait to see. But it's basically based off of the Black Forest, and it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah. And along with that map, the Bastion video animation is coming out tomorrow. So we get to see his origin. It's going to be his origin story.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really, really, really cool because the teaser they put out, it looks
Beautiful.
beautiful. I mean, I'm not... you guys know my opinion about Bastion. I think he's one of the cheesiest characters in the game, but he's still kind of
He's
a cool character at the same time.
he's not been as cheesy as of late because people have figured out how to counter him properly. He's
That's
not as
true.
bad as he used to be.
That's true, and people play him a lot less in competitive than you
Yeah,
would
like
think. They really do.
yeah,
Um,
it was like when you saw it, it was just like there and every game there was a Bastion, if not two. Like
I mean,
and
he's cheesy, but he's
everybody.
fun too. I mean, I gotta admit, he's a fun character to play.
That's what I was about to say. Everybody was a culprit. Everybody did it. Like,
I mean, as cheesy as he is, as much as I hate him, I also like playing him. So I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see the video tomorrow because, like, he's now fighting against his kind. So it's gonna be really fascinating.
I can't wait.
They also announced that they're gonna season 2. They're gonna have more animation shorts along the way. So we're gonna get more comics and more shorts coming.
We need more comics. I can't wait.
I am so excited for all of this.
I hope they do more in the style of the Legion comics they've been doing. The Legion comics have been just so entertaining because they've got music and sound effects and like it's just so amazing. It's a great way to read comics.
Yeah, because it's all digital, so you can add like that extra like oomph to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and like you wouldn't think that would add that too much to it, but like it does, and it's so great. It's great. 10 out of 10.
That's one of the things that Blizzard has always been good at, in my opinion, is their audio. Like they just really know how to put you in the mood. They really do. Like their music, their audio, their sound, everything is done really well. So it does.
And unless you're like a WoW player like me, like I've played WoW for so many years that I only listen to like the audio track for like the first few months, and then I play on mute for the rest of the.
I do the same.
Just because I've like you listen to that music like day to day, and it's like, all right, I get it.
I do the same. I listen to it at the beginning to listen to the new stuff and be like, all right, this is cool. I will say during Mist, every so often I would put it on because I did like the Mist audio.
The end music.
Oh man. So yeah, that end music was really awesome.
it was something.
So seasonal loot boxes end on the 22nd, so that's going to be next Monday. So if you guys want to get those Olympic crates, you better go and level up. Go play for the next week because you've only got 6 days left before they're gone.
I was thinking about it and like I don't have the money right now. Like I'm probably not even gonna have the money for BlizzCon, so like I don't have the money to spend on loot crates. So I haven't bought any.
Yeah, I bought the one loot box 2 days ago, and I will probably buy another set this weekend because I've only gotten 2 skins out of it. It's kind of, honestly, for it to be a special thing, they really don't give out a whole lot of stuff from the Olympics. Like, I've gotten a lot of flippin' character icons, but nothing for the actual characters, which I think is a little BS.
I got some Lucio skins. I got some...
I would love a Lucio skin, Olympic Lucio skin, because I don't like their legendary skins. The regular ones, the Lucio.
I was hoping to get the Genji one, but I didn't get the Genji one.
Oh, that one's cool too. So, get in there and level up if you don't want to pay for loot boxes.
Yeah, it's fun. Lucio Ball was fun. I was hoping that they were gonna do more than just Lucio Ball, but that's all right.
I couldn't get into Lucio Ball.
It was fun.
It was all right. There were a lot of glitches with Lucio Ball though.
They fixed most of them. Like the character select one, I think they fixed that one. They're actually banning people for life for that one. If you
taking
or wait, not for life. They ban you for a week from doing brawls
for taking advantage of the glitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there may be some more Overwatch news coming tomorrow. When does Gamescom actually end?
I think the 20th. Yeah, I think the
Okay.
20th is the last day.
Yeah, so there may be some more stuff coming out tomorrow for Overwatch. We're not sure. But keep an eye out. We'll talk about
There's
it next
definitely gonna be
week.
some more Blizzard news coming.
Oh god, yes. They're not even close to done.
Yeah, like they announced a lot of WoW stuff today and yesterday, which we'll go into right now.
I actually wasn't expecting them to announce a whole lot of WoW stuff since Legion is coming out in 2 weeks.
hmm
So that's really
So
cool.
yeah, so yesterday we got the new quest line,
Hmm.
which took us from to the new Dalaran to Ulduar to see King Magni, all diamond formed up and nice, all the way to Karazhan that is being invaded by demons.
Yeah,
Like,
Karazhan's gonna be the next dungeon, isn't it?
yeah, we'll get into that in a
Oh,
second.
sorry. Getting a little ahead of
Uh,
the podcast.
we got to see a couple of guilds at Gamescom competing to go through the mythic dungeons to see who could get through there the fastest. So that was fun to see. There's a bunch of things like that's one of the things that I hope comes back one day is competitive raiding because that's fell off of the radar for a while. Like I think the past 2 years they haven't even done a competitive raid, which is something that used to always happen.
Well,
Like
you've
I don't
had
remember if you remember that.
Heroes, and now um, you've got Heroes in StarCraft, and now Overwatch is kind of taking over the competitive
Which
kind
is
of
why they need
gameplay.
another day.
Yeah. So,
They need another day for BlizzCon, like an extra day on.
oh, I agree. I think BlizzCon should be more than 2 days. I think it would do well with more than two
Mhm.
days. It's just getting so big.
So we're finally getting another epic dungeon. It's a nine boss dungeon. Karazhan is coming back. Now old Karazhan is still gonna be there. Old Karazhan's not changing. I'm guessing there's gonna be like a secondary entrance or something to that nature. I'm not sure how they're gonna work it yet. But we're getting Karazhan remade.
Yeah, because
So,
Naxxramas, they didn't have old Naxxramas. They just flat out changed it, and you couldn't go back to what it used to be. Because
yeah,
Nax,
because it came out of the ground and started flying again, and
right? So I'm intrigued to see because Karazhan's actually a raid.
yeah, it's a
Uh,
10-man raid that came out with BC. It was one of the first ones that
no,
came
the
out.
new one is a dungeon.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm saying the
no, my
old one.
husband's trying to argue with me over there, and he's
Oh.
not listening. He's only hearing half of the podcast. But yeah, old Karazhan is an actual raid, and I'm glad they're not getting rid of it because I still haven't got the mount out of it yet.
Yeah, I don't think many people have. Uh, it's looking nice. I mean, people have noticed minute changes over the years happening in
Hmm.
Karazhan, so we knew something was eventually going to happen in Karazhan because like every once in a while you'd go into Karazhan and something had changed and you're like, wait, what?
I,
Like there was one time where people were like, where'd all the cobwebs go? Like all the cobwebs are cleaned up. And it was really weird.
I just went through it the other day for the first time in about 3 years, but I didn't run it when it was like when I started actually raiding was Lich King, so my
Mhm.
guild was raiding Karazhan while I was still trying to level up. So I didn't actually get to rate it in the beginning, so I don't know what it was like in the beginning. But
Oh, I remember it. It was really fun, and I was doing it during the Halloween event where you had to. There was an optional boss you could kill in Karazhan and
oh,
get a
nice.
guitar that like actually lets you rock out. But I never got the
That's
guitar.
cool.
Like it was the Arcanine Reaper, which is like the heirloom weapon.
Oh,
But it was
okay.
an epic version of it that you could jam out on. It was basically an ETC reference, and it was
I
really fun.
like
I remember that. I
ETC.
can't remember what that was for. It was some event. It may have been a launch event, but I'm not sure what it was exactly for. I can't remember. I just remember it being a thing in Karazhan.
I'm excited. I've seen a lot of complaints about uh rehashing old content, but
Whatever.
that's kind of what they've done. Like I mean Naxxramas was old content. I mean, so I don't.
Max didn't even change, actually. It was exactly the same. Like, the boss structure and everything was almost exactly the same. Nothing changed, really. You still had Destructor Vesuvius, you still had Kel'Thuzad, Sephiron.
It was
Sephiron's model didn't even change.
it was still
Like,
a fun raid though. We had a
oh
lot of
yeah.
fun with it. So I think
The reason they did Nax, though, is because Nax was such a top tier raid that not many people got to experience when it was content, because it was
mm,
so brutally hard.
it it's and at the beginning at the beginning it was tough too in Lich King. It was still tough. So I don't know. I didn't start until BC, so I don't know what Nax was back then, but
Yeah.
um
I didn't raid Nax because I started leveling at the tail end of vanilla.
yeah.
So I didn't really get to raid until the very end of vanilla, pushing into Burning Crusade. I think my first vanilla raid, which was Molten Core, I want to say, and I didn't
Uh-huh.
even get all the way through Molten Core, was in vanilla. And then once, like, I got like three bosses deep, and we are like, okay, that's it for this week. Burning Crusade launched the next week. Like, so I didn't really get to level. I mean, I got to level in vanilla, but I didn't really get to raid in vanilla. Burning Crusade was where I began raiding a lot, and then Wrath of the Lich King was my heydays.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
loved.
excited to see. There's supposed to be a lot of changes coming to Karazhan, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's cool. I have not done the quests chain yet that
It's
started
fun.
yesterday. I've heard a lot of good things. I've been trying to focus on getting those damn loot boxes.
The only
So,
problem I have with it is they like I was hoping that they would voice act it, and they didn't voice act it. Because I
uh,
was wanting to hear what Diamond Magni sounded like, and you know how when you click on a character, they'll say a line. When you click on
mhm.
Magni, he doesn't say anything. So it's
That's a
like,
bummer.
it's just silence. But anyway, that happened, and the teaser trailer that they revealed for Karazhan was really interesting because it showed Morose attacking somebody and talking in a soliloquy and like talking about how his master was going to be coming back. So maybe we'll see like we're not going to see Medivh, but maybe we'll see the echo of Medivh, like
Yeah,
some kind, or like that, like we saw in that and Khadgar's thing where it was like a demon pretending to be Medivh.
yeah,
Maybe we'll see that. That'd be interesting.
that would be interesting. Um, I really like Demon Hunters. I started my Demon Hunter last week.
Hmm.
Uh, Demon Hunters are really fun to play. I'm still learning. I need to actually look at rotations for Demon Hunters because I really don't know what I'm doing. But they're a lot of fun to play. And I really like the invasions that they're doing. I think those are really, really cool. And I love the fact that you can take alts and go as low as 10 and go level.
Hmm.
That
And it gives
is,
a lot of XP.
yes, it
And
does.
now when it first started, there was two every 3 hours. Now there are three every 2 hours.
Yeah, and it's going to keep increasing up until we get to the 30th. So they're a lot of fun.
they're,
So
they're fun, and they're also AFKable.
that is true. That
You
is
park
true.
yourself in the zone, and then you wait like 15 minutes, come back,
That's
and
how
then
a
you're like,
lot of
oh.
people are doing their alts. They're just like, I'm gonna go over here and then go do some stuff in the house and come back and see that I have a leveled alt.
Mhm.
It's cool. But that's
Once you start
all.
getting to like the 70 areas and 80 areas, it takes a little bit longer. But it's essentially the same as doing a dungeon experience.
Yeah.
A little bit better even. And you still get gear and stuff too. Which I've been saving my boxes on my alts. What the hell was my cat doing?
Your cat is really wanting to be in the podcast today.
It's just because he hears me talking and he thinks I'm talking to him.
So, two new heroes are coming to Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Zarya. I'm
Zarya
excited.
and Alarak from StarCraft 2? I don't know Alarak. I don't know StarCraft very well.
I don't either.
StarCraft is one of those things I marveled from afar, and I was like, "That's cool," and then just like moved along.
Two maps based off of StarCraft as well. If you are a StarCraft fan, it'll be Braxis Hold and Warhead Junction.
I
Don't
think
know
I know where it comes
anything about those, so
It's gonna be interesting because new maps are always fun. I'll
Yeah,
probably go back and play it just to experience the new maps.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like a lot of the maps in. Uh, I don't like a lot of the maps in Heroes. I've actually started a new stream on Mondays where I stream with a girlfriend of mine who's much better at Heroes than I am, and so we actually play Heroes because a lot of people in my Discord have been asking me to, and in my stream have been saying that I need to start playing Heroes. And I realized I don't like a lot of the maps in Heroes, and I think that's why I stopped playing because they're not fun. There's only
Uh,
two that are really fun to me, so
yeah.
hopefully these will be a lot more fun.
I kind of burnt out on them kind of quick, and like after doing them the 100th time, and I was like, all right, because
Yeah, because
I mained Sylvanas for a long time,
that's
and
one of the ones I play a lot of.
yeah.
I think, and I think a lot of it is, you have they even given any new maps since Heroes came out?
Yeah, they've given a couple maps. They gave the 2 Diablo maps.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't think they've had a new map in a while.
Oh no,
So,
they haven't had one in a while, so it's gonna be the
so
first 2 in a new while.
I think that'll be really cool. I think
And I think
it'll.
2 to 3 a year would be pretty good. Like 2 to 3 maps a year.
I'm excited for
So,
Zarya though. I think that her playstyle will go really well in Heroes
hmm
because of like her ults and the way her stuff is. I think that her stuff will. I think it will switch over well into the Nexus.
Yeah, it's looking really good, and I hope to see a lot from Zarya. I don't know what to expect from Alarak. I haven't really looked into that yet.
Yeah.
So
Um,
Kerrigan's getting a new legendary skin.
yeah, it's something to do with a ghost. I'm not really sure, but she's
Uh,
gonna kind of look ghost-like. So it looks
oh,
kind
when
of
you say
cool.
ghost, I think like Nova, like Nova's ghost ops
No, it's like a white
spirit.
translucent skin. It's kind of
Okay,
neat looking actually.
huh?
Um,
Interesting.
so people that play Kerrigan will be really excited about
All right, you have fun with StarCraft news.
that. Yeah, StarCraft 2. There's actually some updates on StarCraft 2. I know none of this stuff, so I'm gonna go through this really quick. So if you do play StarCraft 2, you know what we're talking about. Alarak is now an allied commander and can do stuff for the allies. Not sure what that means. Sorry, guys.
I think
New,
that just means that you can command him now.
yeah, essentially
He's a unit.
a new co-op based map based on the Terrazane collection mission from Legacy of the Void, and some other new collections will be added. So actually updating some stuff in StarCraft 2. So the StarCraft 2 players out there will be really, really excited about that. Hearthstone. One of the biggest things that has come out is a Chinese developer has developed an app that gives you all of the stats like detailed stats of your gameplay and like how you're doing on each card, how you're doing against other players, like
hmm
what this particular deck set is, and like if you look at it, it is really, really, really detailed. And it doesn't seem like it's a cheat or anything. Like it doesn't give you the opposing team's stats. It's just for your own stuff. So I think this is an official app that you can, it's not like a cheat app that's been coming out of China lately.
hmm
Like what we've seen with Overwatch, this is something to actually help with your gameplay in Hearthstone.
It would be kind
So
of hard to. I don't know. It would be kind of hard to bot Hearthstone. I would think.
yeah. So it seems like it's a really cool thing for those really hardcore players that want to know, like, because you get your stats in Hearthstone, but this goes more in depth. They call the hidden stats that they don't show. So if you play Hearthstone and you want to get better, you should probably check out this app.
You want to get
Um,
good? Try.
yeah, get good, pleb. And that's all I saw for Hearthstone. And then Diablo 4, apparently, supposedly, rumors are really flying around that Diablo 4 is coming out. So, But it may be a Diablo 4 situation. It may be like a Diablo 3 situation where it takes 100 years for Diablo 4 to actually come out. But that's all I got so
That's all
far.
she wrote, folks.
That's all she wrote. So lots of
No news on
lots of
Diablo.
stuff.
Hopefully something soon.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only stuff for Diablo. You got your next season coming out. I think it's season 7's coming out. And it's just hints and rumors flying around for Diablo 4, a lot more. So the Diablo players in my Horde guild are like getting really really excited about this. So that's how I found out about that. I was like, oh okay, I'm gonna actually put that in my podcast tonight. But yeah, so still got Gamescom the rest of the week. Blizzard still said that they've got a lot more coming out. They're releasing a lot of stuff at Gamescom, which is really surprising. Like they're on the level of the stuff that they do at BlizzCon right now. So
And yeah, it like I said, and I've had a complaint for it for a while, that they announced Legion at Gamescom instead of announcing it at BlizzCon. That's one of the things that I always kind of like, Right.
I think I know why they're doing that, because on a PR level, like instead of waiting up until BlizzCon to release everything, they're releasing stuff at all these different conventions. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah, but and I understand that, and I do understand the reason that they released Legion there. It's because they need to get it into PTR and development ASAP. But damn,
yeah.
My first BlizzCon experience was Mr. Pandaria's announcement, and it was so epic sitting there and just seeing that trailer for the first time, and just being like, "Oh dear God, it's happening."
Yeah. So we'll see what else comes out of Gamescom. But I think that's about it. What you got coming up for the next week?
Nothing personally. Whole lot of nothing.
Just gonna be doing Legion stuff.
Yeah, that and waiting around for a phone call.
Yep, waiting on school.
Waiting on school, waiting on work.
Yep, dude. I know you're trying to get work. I hope you get it soon.
It's just a matter of time.
It'll come. Yeah, I have nothing planned this weekend. No, we're actually starting up a raid team in our Horde guild, so we're gonna start.
Fun.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing dungeons and stuff to try and get used to playing with everybody. So we've got a lot of that coming up, and I'm probably gonna stream some of that stuff. And then Mondays, we call it Hot Mess Mondays. And then Tuesday is probably going to turn into raid night with my guild. Because I am not doing drunk LFR anymore. I am staying away from alcohol for a while. Need to back off the alcohol for a bit. Just a little too much. But, yeah. So.
Yeah, we don't need you on a live stream fails compilation.
So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got coming up. Nothing special. Oh yeah, our dryer went out, so hopefully my dad brings me another dryer on Saturday, because they happen to have 3. I don't know why my parents have 3 dryers.
They had aspirations to open their own washateria.
So hopefully we get a new dryer Saturday.
And you're ruining it for them. You're ruining it.
I am ruining it. I was so frustrated. I was so pissed. I went to push the button to start the dryer up, and nothing. Just nothing would happen. And I'm like, no. So we're running low on clothes. Because I don't want to go to the laundromat. I hate the laundromat.
I gotta go to the laundromat too. It's horrible. I don't have a washer and dryer.
I do not miss the laundromat at all.
I want to not miss to do that as well.
Oh man,
it's not fun going somewhere and everybody knows your name and it's a washateria.
Hey, you know what's up?
I'm tired. I'm half drunk. Leave me alone.
Oh man. I think that's it though. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Waiting on Final Fantasy 15 in November.
Nice. Fun stuff.
Have you seen that? It's amazing. Uh,
I haven't actually. I haven't seen it. I'll have to go look it up.
they released They released an hour of gameplay, and it's like the first hour that you play, and it's gorgeous. It's everything I could want from a game. Like,
Nice.
got survival skills. It's got not turn-based combat, but it's got action combat. It's got magic. It's got melee. It's got teleportation. It's got very dense storyline and backstory. It's just got everything. It's nice.
Very cool.
It's a return. It's a tour de force for Final Fantasy. This is the make it or break it, and I think they're gonna make it and break it.
Nice. We want to close this out?
Yeah, this has been the Omnic Fallout. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email us at theomnicfallout@gmail.com. You can also follow Uniedge on Twitter at Zov at XAUVE or Nymphadora at Gamer Nymphadora.
If you'd like to donate to us, you can use the links below in the Twitch channel to just donate, or you can follow our Patreon page at patreon.com/gametimewithnymphadora. All donations go to the podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you for the next episode next week, same time, same place.
We all have a good one.